Hello everyone, my name is Madyson Arthur, a local real estate broker here in the Seattle-Bellevue market. Today we're going to be talking about the listing process, and for those looking to sell their property in 2025, I think you'll find this video pretty helpful. We're going to discuss some of the steps that go into listing your home, overall how to prepare it best for sale, pricing, everything that you need to really understand how this process works and how to best get started. So stay tuned and please comment below if you have any other questions or things that I can elaborate on. So the first step in this process is to consider what lifestyle someone would lead living in your current home. The reason that I think this is a really great place to start when considering listing is because it's going to shape what you do throughout the entire process. My kind of motto is that every home showcases a particular lifestyle. So let's say it's a tranquil home in the woods. Well, the way that you want to advertise that home and prepare it for sale is to embody some of the things that come along with that type of lifestyle. Tranquility, maybe indoor-outdoor feel, having natural elements. Now let's say you have a townhome in the heart of a bustling downtown or perhaps a popular street. Maybe this would attract more of a creative, fun, quick-paced lifestyle, someone who likes art or lots of colors. This generally just helps pave your entire path going forward in the listing process and the first thing to really consider and think about. So now that you kind of know who it is that you're going to be targeting, there are 3 different approaches to actually preparing your home for sale. So the first is retail, the second is as is, and then the last one is renovation. So this doesn't include doing any major renovations, but it also isn't just having your home be put on the market as is. What you want to do is put the house in its very, very best light. So every home is a little bit different. It may call for something unique. All right, so of the things that you're going to want to consider, here are some of the top recommended changes or alterations to make. The first is replacing old carpet or deep cleaning it as needed. You really want fresh carpet. I think it's something that can look stingy and kind of gross to new people as they walk in the home. So that's one of the big things I 100% recommend. Carpet is really not that expensive and you will get a return on your investment. The second is to paint all of your bold colors a neutral color in your home. I would recommend this both for the interior and the exterior. The reason why is because, first of all, it goes really well with staging. You can add furniture as the colorful elements in the home, but really the reason why is because you want a clean slate. You want buyers to come in and envision themselves in your home. And if it's too personal to yourself, it's not going to feel like a potential dream for them. It's going to feel like someone else's house. And really that's one of the key things that you want to avoid when listing your home. So lastly, I kind of mentioned this earlier, but just replacing things as needed. And it's really home to home specific, but let's say you have a ton of moss on your roof. Well, we're definitely going to want to remove that moss to have a clean slate, a clean roof. Let's say all of your hardware is really dated, but your home is in good shape. Well, we're going to want to replace all that hardware. Perhaps you've got a really awesome yard space, but the landscaping just isn't quite right. Maybe it doesn't require an entire bulldoze, but it just needs new planters, maybe some new shrubs, extra seeds in the grass, things like that. The next on the list is to do a deep clean. Overall, interior and exterior power washing and professional cleaners, that is super important. The last item on this list is staging. Staging is really essential, and especially in the Seattle market, something that you're going to see a lot when going up against other listings, so 100% would recommend it. It really is a nice way for people to kind of see how their home would live. Wholesale encompasses an approach where you're not going to be making any changes to the home. So you're likely going to sell it as is. It could be in poor condition, it could be in mediocre condition, but at the end of the day, you just want to get it on the market and sell it as soon as you can. This is for people who are more timeline sensitive. Now, this is a fine strategy, but keep in mind that your overall return on investment, or ROI, is going to be a lot lower, and you're going to have to factor in some of the improvements people may want on your home into your price. Renovation really encompasses taking a home and making large changes that you know are going to have a good return. So there are a few big ticket items that I'll always recommend. The first one is adding usable square footage. This is going to give you, by far in the Seattle market, the greatest return. There's always going to be a need for it here, so consider making a dadu in your backyard, which is a detached additional dwelling unit. This is an extra living space that you could potentially house another family member, or you could rent it out as a short-term rental. Different options there. You could also do an ADU. This is an additional dwelling unit inside your home. So take an unfinished basement and turn that into extra living space. That could be something that adds a lot of usable square footage. The second thing I would recommend in terms of renovation are bathroom and kitchen repairs. These are both really, really valuable. People like to see modernized kitchens, they like to see modernized bathrooms. There's spaces that they're going to be using a lot, so having good storage, having a nice functional clean space is going to be really, really valuable. So that's going to be another big ticket item that you're going to want to check off if you're doing a large renovation. Lastly, if you're considering large renovations, I would also recommend doing a good landscaping job to your home. I can't tell you how much value that really does add, because the exterior of your home is really the first impression. So making sure that you have a fresh, clean yard with good landscaping and florals and plants and open space really does go a long way. So if you can do that, then this would be something I would consider under a large renovation. So now that your home is prepared for sale, the next thing we're going to be talking about is why you should always get a pre-inspection. Now, depending on your market, there's going to be different advice from your brokers, but generally in Seattle and Bellevue, this is something that we find to be standard and a really valuable tool. Now, here's what a pre-inspection is. A pre-inspection is a document created by an inspector who goes throughout the entire home, raising any red flags, pointing out any issues, defects, etc. It basically, on paper, details everything that is good and bad about the home's condition. And disclosing this to prospective buyers is really, really important. By offering a pre-inspection, you're being upfront about the home's condition. It'll help you prepare. Maybe you need to fix something. It helps you get ahead of an issue that is probably going to be down the road anyways if you don't do it. So something I really recommend. The next step in the process is pricing your home. And you may ask, how's this done? Well, this is something that brokers typically do, and we do this by doing what's called a market analysis, or a competitive market analysis. You look at nearby listings, sold properties nearby within the last couple of years that are similar to your property's size, shape, condition, etc. These are called comparables. You're going to want to price in a sweet spot that isn't above market value or too far below. So the final step in selling your home is really marketing it. And the way I look at this is kind of like an advertising campaign. First, I'll start by creating a tagline that really encompasses the home's market audience we were talking about. And then we're going to utilize as many marketing channels as we can. So first of all, that's going to be print media, which is pamphlets and flyers and postcards to your neighbors. And then we're also going to create digital outlets as well, such as newsletters, Instagram posts, reels, websites. So typically when you put a home on the MLS, you're going to be able to get listings on Redfin and Zillow. You're also going to have it on your brokerage website. This stage is really about telling the story of your home and getting it out to as many people as possible. Now, what this also means is in-person advertising. So what does that look like? Well, that looks like hosting an open house. Inviting neighbors in is a really great way to get your community involved, but they also know a lot about the neighborhood, so they can provide some really good feedback on the home's presentation, and they may also know people looking to buy in that neighborhood. These are all things that do really make a difference, and something I always like to do with my listings. So Ideally, with all of this combined, you're going to end up with multiple offers and a qualified buyer who's going to make a good fit for your home. If you have any other questions about the listing process or just generally the Seattle real estate market, please comment them below. I'd love to elaborate on any questions you may have. I also have my contact information listed below if you're looking to buy or sell here in the real estate market of Bellevue or Seattle in the near future.